Hi everyone, good evening. I am not doing a tarot card, but I am going to put my 2 cents in with this case with Prince Andrew. And I think most of you know where I stand. For some of you newer viewers, if you want to go back into a couple of videos and rewatch them, but if you haven't, that's fine. So as everyone knows here that I have been a rape victim 3 times over. And I have been sexually assaulted in other ways since I was 8 years old all the way into my adulthood. 24, 26, give or take. I'm sorry, but I'm fully for Virginia Roberts. And obviously there's people that are just knocking her down, stating that she was this sex trafficker. Okay, you guys might think, okay, you guys have every right to say what you guys, you guys have your own opinion. So I gotta put the disclaimer out there. These are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. This may or may not be found in the public domain, and these are my thoughts and opinions only. Okay, so I am going to go back. And as a woman who has been raped as a little girl, as I'm trying to think, a 21-year-old by my ex-husband, and between 24 and 26, I can't remember, I think it was 26. So yeah, things do get messed up, memories do get lost during certain things, especially the years, if it's such a long time. Now mind you, with this, I'll be 39 in a couple of months. So this stuff, I'm sorry you guys, I am fully in support of Virginia Roberts. I'm not saying that she's the perfect person. However, when you are sex trafficked and you are been told you need to find younger females, okay, so it's being like you're being pimped out. Okay, you have no choice, otherwise someone is going to come find you. Okay, so people are looking at this whole other retrospect of this case of that Virginia did everything with Epstein. She knew everything. She was part of all of it. I'm sorry. No, she wasn't. When they went to, I think, Japan or China or wherever they went, that is when Virginia got out, because she had to go look for these young girls, and she wasn't going to do it. She couldn't do it. And that's when she found her husband. So, I'm sorry guys, I'm like all full of cottage cheese. Cream cheese. I am making ham rolls and stuff like that for my son's birthday party this weekend. But you guys have to understand, from a victim's point, like myself, like Virginia, or anyone else, sometimes you don't have a choice. Okay, you really don't have a choice. And I'm getting like teared up about this because I'm getting so angry with people blaming Virginia for everything that has happened, and giving Andy that the hands up, stating that he is totally innocent. Is he really? Really? How many victims have been silenced? Not to say anything, otherwise they would become an actor. A lot of you don't realize the consequences that people like myself who have been raped or who have been subjected to other sexual things in life and other abuses and being told we better keep our mouth shut, otherwise such and such. Come on, you guys, you need to have a brain here. If you don't, I don't feel sorry for you. I really, really don't. And I don't wish upon anything that I have gone through in my personal life to happen either to my children, to anyone else, male, female, or even a child. Like, seriously, that this is how much it's really pissing me off that people are constantly blaming Virginia for everything that has happened. Where was Prince Andrew after he found out that Epstein was this huge sex predator? He was right there with him. New York City. He was actually staying with him, getting these massages by Virginia when she was 17 years old. And 17 years old in the United States is a child. It is not an adult. We don't know what really happened behind those closed doors. We don't know about any threats that was made towards Virginia. But we know that Virginia was actually picked up by Ghislaine Maxwell to do the prostitution at a certain age. And it wasn't even that she was told about doing anything sexual to Jeffrey Epstein. She was told just to do massages. Do you think anyone would actually be like, well, if it was told the truth, and be like, okay, well, sorry, but we need you because we need sex from you. Mr. Epstein needs sex. I am getting so pissed off about everything, about this whole scenario, this whole situation. Jeffrey Epstein is actually out. He didn't even die, you guys. Come on. I already did a reading on that. He is in northern Germany with a different identity. Northern Germany. He is alive. So if you guys think for a second that he was suicidal by any means, you gotta be kidding me. There is so much evidence on Jeffrey Epstein with all of the flight manifest, the visitors, everywhere he had with the island, the mansion in New York, the New Mexico place, uh, um, the place in London, France. There are people that worked for Jeffrey but weren't sex traffickers. They were there to, oh, and the plane, to mark down the people going onto these planes. And who do you think was on there? The Clintons. Now, the Clintons, is if you guys would do your homework, after the Haiti situation with the hurricane, they were trying to raise this money to help the people of Haiti get back on their feet. But what happened? Does anyone know? Because I do. They had these women and children sex trafficked, boys and girls. It makes absolutely no sense and how a man can possibly commit suicide with a bunch of sheets in the area of where they're supposed to be looking and checking up on him every 15 minutes because of the suicidal thoughts and all this other bullshit. There would be absolutely no way in God's green earth that a jail or prison would give anyone who is suicidal any sheets or anything, shoelaces, whatever. And that jail cell was full of sheets. Let alone the cameras weren't working, the lights weren't working, and this was all in a specific time. Who do you think was involved with that to get Mr. Epstein out? I'm going to leave that up to you because I know who it is. I don't have to say it. So if you guys are going to start blaming Virginia Rabbits for everything that has happened, for her being Jeffrey's pawn and Ghislaine Maxwell's to make sure she got little girls, you guys are mistaken. Truly. But these are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm just really disgusted with how people can still possibly. It makes absolutely no sense. That's all I have to say. So I have to get back to making food for my son's birthday party. So I'm sorry, guys. I had to vent, and I'm glad Virginia Roberts, because on both ends it wouldn't have mattered if Prince Andrew wanted to go to trial. There are things on him that the FBI actually has. And that's what a lot of British people don't realize. And it's not just Virginia Roberts that she has stuff on Prince Andrew. Our government, the US government, has stuff on Prince Andrew. Pictures, videos, traces of where he's been, who he's been with. You really think that he's innocent? I'm not saying Virginia is, because we really don't know what truly happened. But Andrew knew better, and yet he kept going back. And for the royal family to even allow Jeffrey Epstein on the grounds of the Windsor estate or wherever, when he just supposedly invited Ghislaine, obviously there's going to be that extra person. The Queen knew about it. Come on, you guys. Get your head together here. The family knew about it. And for them to say that they didn't is a lie, because they know everything. You guys have to start thinking and start doing your own research, because that's what I do. Those are my thoughts and opinions. So I gotta get back to work. I guess I'm done ranting and raving here. So um, I hope these people in the UK can start opening up their eyes and start thinking that the royal family is also at fault, because they should have stopped this right away with Andy, and it should have been, but they didn't. If that was my son, to be honest, his titles would be taken away. Truly, would be. I mean, it's disgusting and disgraceful all at the same time. So, all right, guys, I love you. Take care of yourself and have a good night.